So I got an interesting email yesterday by a user that shall remain nameless because of the main reason that I don't want to put his name out there because I don't want people jumping on him like, what were you thinking? Because quite frankly, this email was pretty idiotic. I'm not saying the user was idiotic. I'm just saying, yeah, you got to think outside of the box, dude. Alright, here we go. I'm going to read the email. No, it didn't print out like that. This is my second time making this video, and I just didn't like how it turned out, so... And I ripped it in my first video, on purpose, because I was mad. Anyway, but obviously I did it for comedy. So, here's the email. So-and-so says, "Hey David, got my MacBook Pro on Friday the 11th. Awesome. Made the decision to return it to Apple for a refund 2 days later. I changed from a Vista laptop and Leopard is way too confusing. I've now decided to buy a Dell XPS 2.8 GHz, 4 GB of RAM with loads of nice features for way less than what my 15-inch MacBook Pro cost me. This laptop must be the most overrated and overpriced computer on the market." Jeez. Anyway, then he goes on to complain a little bit. Here we go. "How hard would it be for Apple to put in a red click? Why is there no taskbar? What the so I can click that window I want rather than moving windows around on Leopard? MSN Messenger is rubbish on Mac. Click and drag is made so difficult on Mac." And then he ends it like this. He ends it by stabbing me in the heart. "Actually, anything Mac can do, Vista can do better." Are you kidding me? Alright. Little disclaimer for my viewers right now. I'm sorry if I seem a little PO'd right now, but I have the right because I don't like when people email me stupid things like this. This is a not thought out email. This is poorly written. Or poorly thought out, rather. So here we go. So he says that he got a Dell XPS notebook with 4 gigs of RAM for less money. Dude, good for you. Seriously, good for you. That sounds like a nice system. 4 gigs of RAM is plenty. It sounds nice, regardless of the OS you're using. But yeah, to each his own. Personally, I think Mac OS X is worth the extra price, so you just get a better operating system. But according to you, it's confusing. So why do you say it's confusing? Is it because it's different? Maybe. Maybe you need to think outside the box a little bit more. I don't mean to sound rude, but when you're changing OSs, obviously OS X is not going to be exactly like Windows. What would the point in that be? Yeah, I know Vista copied OS X, but that's a whole other story. So why would you expect OS X to be just like Vista, with its taskbar and its gadgets and stuff like that? Anyway, obviously things are going to be different. That's all I'm saying. Be open to change, people. Don't be so narrow-minded. Anyway, here we go. How hard would it be for Apple to put in a red click? This I kind of give you because Apple's notebooks still do not have a red click built in to the physical button. I believe you can do it by 2 fingers, but my PowerBook does not support that because I have the older model. So, but I'm pretty sure you can do that with your fingers instead of the physical button. So that's not really a big deal. But if you want to right click on a keyboard or whatever, with a keyboard and regular mouse, hold down Control, then click, and then that's your right click. Or you can use a right mouse button on a mouse. And yes, this is 2 buttons. You just can't see the other one. It's touch sensitive. That's why. It's the Mighty Mouse. So there you go. You're kind of half right on that. But this one is the most idiotic out of all. Why is there no taskbar so I can click what window I want rather than moving windows around on Leopard? You kidding me? Taskbar? Do you realize taskbar is exclusive to Windows? You do realize that, right? Please tell me you do. Taskbar? Why would I want a bunch of windows on one bar taking up space of my screen real estate when I could easily have them all in the dock? No. That's the thing. Mac OS X and Windows, they do things differently. I do not miss the taskbar in Windows. The dock handles it much more proficiently. Seriously though, well, obviously I'm serious. The dock is great. Maybe you need to get used to it. And this thing you're talking about moving around Windows, have you heard of Expose? Activate it. Please, activate it in System Preferences. Well, you can't, because you're probably viewing this on your new Vista computer. Congratulations. I'm sorry. Anyway, Expose, guys. Use Expose on the Mac. It's the greatest feature of any OS I've ever used, probably. I use it every single day of my life. I'm serious when I say that. Expose is my #1 favorite feature of OS X. I use it so much. You can look at all your windows at once, and yes, you can do this in... okay, sorry, I have to slow down. You can do this in Vista, but no, it's called Arrow. Microsoft copied Apple by putting in Arrow. And it sucks compared to Expose. It's not nearly as good. You can tell when I get really heated, but this is my passion, so I'm not gonna let people talk crap on Apple. Unless they deserve it, because Apple's not perfect. But these arguments are invalid. So here we go. So, and if you want to switch Windows, just do Command-Tab. It's just like your Windows operating system, but in OS X, Command-Tab switches Windows. Or just use Expose, like I said. Use Expose, people. It saves so much time. I'm sure all of you Mac users out there would agree with me. Expose is brilliant. So MSN Messenger is rubbish on Mac, is your next argument. So let me start out by saying, is this really Apple's fault? Not at all. This is Microsoft's fault. You know, the company's OS you are using right now. So why would you blame Microsoft for making a bad application for the Mac platform? Explain that one. That's not Apple's fault. That's not Apple's fault at all. So I recommend for all you current Mac users, use an IMing application called Adium. Not Adium. I don't say Adium because there's only one D. ADIUM. Search it. ADIUM. You can use practically any popular IMing client out there. I just use mine for AIM, but you can use AIM, Yahoo, MSN, I believe ICQ. I believe you can use Google. And tons of other IMing services that I haven't even heard of. So yeah, use Adium. Do not use the regular MSN Messenger for Mac. I've used it. It's not impressive. Jeez, you people can really get me heated. Okay, click and drag is made so difficult on Mac. Click and drag. What are you talking about here? As far as I know, click and drag is very, very well done on the Mac OS X platform. For instance, if I drag a picture over the mail icon in my dock, it'll automatically open my mail like a new window with a new message outgoing and automatically insert the picture in for me. So then the only thing I have to do is type in the contact and then, you know, the actual message and subject. So that's just one example. Another example, I'm trying to think. If you take a document or something and drag it over another folder and leave it there for like 2 seconds or so, it'll open up. That's called a spring-loaded folder. At least I believe it's called a spring-loaded folder. But yeah, I actually use this pretty often. Well, not often, but pretty frequently. And it saves time rather than opening a folder first, then dragging the picture. You can drag the picture, hover, open it, drop in. You're good. People. And that's just one. There's so many other click and drag features that I don't even feel like explaining right now because, quite frankly, I have to think of them. But trust me, I use click and drag every day on Mac OS X and it's great. It's a lot better on Mac than it is Windows, that's for sure. I find myself clicking and dragging more often in Mac. So here we go. Actually, that's it. Oh wait, never mind. This isn't it. Your last one to stab in my heart was anything Mac can do, Vista can do better. You are a moron. You know what? I'm sorry. I should not call you a moron. You're entitled to your opinion, but to say something so bold like that, Vista can do better. If you haven't noticed by now, Vista is a failure. Vista is a flop in the public eyes. Some people will argue with me like that, with that argument. That makes sense. But, guys, Vista is a flop compared to Mac OS X. Which is why Microsoft already started working on Windows 7. Do you think they'll get it right this time? I don't know. And I'm sorry if I seem biased here, but allow me to say that from my point of view, I believe I'm correct in everything I said in this video. You guys say, okay, well, I talk way too fast sometimes. You guys may have different opinions than I, and that's perfectly okay. I totally respect your opinions. So please, if you can, post a video or text response, audio response, whatever you want to do. And please straighten this guy out. The fact that you only gave the Mac 2 days, like 2 days, that's it. 2 days, that is not a fair chance. The fact that you only gave the Mac 2 days, that's horrible. God, you people. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say you people. I just don't like ignorance in this world. I just don't like when people are so narrow-minded. You gotta think outside the box. Use something different. And don't forget, just because it's different, that does not mean it's confusing. And I apologize if I came across as rude in this video. This is my passion. I'm obviously going to stick up for Apple. Thanks for watching.